Happy Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Nexus Gaming Series Division D West. Joining me, my buddy Rag. How's it going, man?
Hey, buddy, I just took off my pants, got home from work. It's a good day. Let's go.
That's how I know you're a professional caster. You cast sans pants. Let's go ahead and jump right in here. We're going to show the fine people the map pick process. So ProBUs, or Uthers and Alec actually won the flip, went for first pick. ProBUs banned out Dragonshire and Sky Temple. Uthers and Alex banned out Braxis, which makes it my hero, and Alterac Pass. And then map number 1 going to Cursed Hollow. How you feel about that?
Cursed Hollow, macro heavy. I love it. I'm interested to see what kind of picks we're going to get.
An oldie but a goodie.
Yes, classic. I just had some really bad experience on this map recently. If anyone's watched Nexus Edge.
Yes.
Unlucky.
I was there and I was like, no.
You hate to see it.
Oh man. I mean, really, like a foot to the left, you guys would have been fine.
Absolutely. That boss it was just perfect disaster. That's all it was.
All right, so we do have 10 players here. One of the fun things about casting Division D is games are a little different than maybe where you, and to a lesser extent I, are used to playing. Divisions A and B, they're a little less, slaves to the meta, I'll say. A little more creative in their picks.
I'm ready for some good old chaos and just throw me for a loop. Just do some crazy stuff. I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
So, talking about our teams, Uthers and Alex, formerly Scorpius Eternum, playing in both Heroes Lounge and NGS. They had a rough go of it, Division B West last season, now in Division B East. Actually lost their first 2 matches this season 0-2, so still looking for that first map win. And on the flip side, ProBUs, a returning veteran NGS team, they went 1-2 and lost their opening set, so they do have a point on the board, but no match win yet.
Point's good. It's a good starting point.
That's right.
Right? Starting point? Yeah, all right.
All right. So let's see. This should be for Uthers and an Alex first pick. Let's see. First pick, first ban. Typically, I would call for something like an ABBA ban. Maybe a Zera before the nerfs, but I think teams are still trying to figure him out. But they're going to go with the Dibbles now. I love doubles on Cursed in particular. There's a lot of tight chokes when you get into the 16. You can really QEQ some backliner and blow them up.
Oh, yeah. Dibbles is terrifying on this map. There's so many good walls for him just to charge a little squishy into and just one shot. And a KTZ ban. Interesting.
And that's got to be a targeted ban. You know, there's...
Gotta be.
Yeah, these teams have both been around the circuit, NGS and Heroes Lounge, so there's not a lot of secrets out there. You know, if you do your homework, and that's got to be a targeted ban.
Yeah, for sure. 2 seconds left. Interesting. Abathur, that's the other hero I was going to talk about if it didn't get banned. He is a menace on this map.
And I don't know how many teams in Division D have an Abathur player, so I assume they did their homework. But these are looking pretty, other than that ATZ spicy ban, pretty standard, actually.
I think so, too. Yeah. Not a lot of spice yet. I expected more. I need more, Div D. Give it to me.
You're going to see it at the end of the draft.
All right.
As Judo Chop picking up the first pick, Anubarak.
Strong tank.
Definitely. Now, he was always a little bit on the squish side, and that little cooldown increase on his Carapace doesn't help that much, so he can be kind of worn out by a good auto attacker. So I'd like to see ProBUs here grab like a Greymane or a Raynor just to kind of wear down the Anubarak. Instead, they pick up the big Johanna Dahaka frontline.
Yeah, having that early global presence is going to help them out a lot, I think. And the Varian Kel'Thas. Oh, are we going to get a Windblades?
Oh, possibly. Now, I saw a Varian used yesterday with Sea Smash as kind of a counter to a noob. They basically ran this like blow up Anubarak comp. But now they're on the same side, so that's not going to quite work the same way. A ban coming out for ProBUs. I would imagine it's going to be a support ban. Tyrande, my guess would be, with an Anub. Instead, it's going to go taking out their namesake Alexstrasza, but Tyranda's so good with Anubarak. I was kind of thinking a Tyrande would be coming there.
Yeah. I respect the namesake ban, though. You got to, if you have Alex in your name, you got to ban the Alex, right?
And now, 4 Uthers and an Alex. We'll be banning a support. No? Well, ProBUs does have next pick, so if there's somebody you really don't want to see, I suppose you could ban him out. But possibly damage, as ProBUs has none of it. And it is going to be the Anduin. No leap of faith coming out this game.
And that's a lot of supports taken off. I'd like to see ProBUs take their support now and kind of choke it out even more.
And they do. Going with the Stukov, but that still leaves Tyrande up. And with a Varian, Kael'thas, and Anubarak, that's a hell of a CC chain potential there. Or,
Cassia's got to get real close to them, too.
Yeah, and usually you see Cassia kind of picked into auto-attackers, none of which 4 Uthers and an Alex has really shown yet, unless you count the possibility for Windblades over there.
I think they're prepping for the Windblades. They might know something we don't.
So let's see. Gonna have Zagara and Morales. Now that leads me to believe even more that it's a Twin Blades.
I think so, because they're going to have a hard time killing anyone, I think.
And also, ProBUs doesn't have some of the typical answers that you see to Twin Blades. Yes, they have the blinds on Johanna, but those don't last particularly long. They do have some blinds on Cassia, but usually you want like an Arthas that just put them in the frozen tundra, or a Muradin with the attack speed slow, something like that. And they don't have one of those guys to really hold him back.
Interesting comps. I don't know. Which comp do you like better, Goose? If you had to pick one.
I kind of like ProBUs, to be honest. The chokes there really play into Stukov and Jaina, and if you can get the Stukov root into all that Jaina damage, that can take out pretty much anybody on the side of 4 Uthers and an Alex. We'll see, though. Both comps have something going for them. I assume Zagara is going to go global, so each side will have competing globals. Who you like?
I'm going to throw it out there, and I'm hoping that they do this, is it's going to be a Morales mom van cheese, soccer mom, and they're going to have bugs all over the place to tank all the towers.
Now, it could be. I personally prefer call it the Buick, but the soccer van, the Buick, yeah.
Okay,
soccer mom van's good too. But 4 Uthers and an Alex, our blue team. We have Brian Tone on Kael'thas, Saint on Varian, Excelsior on Lieutenant Morales, Judo Chop on Anubarak, and Lulu Bell on Zagara.
All right, and over on the red side for ProBUs, we have Dragon 478 on Johanna, Chaos Tank on Dahaka, Secret Asian Man on Cassia, Hung Fu on Stukov, and Sage on Jaina. All right.
Now, look at what 4 Uthers and an Alex has going in this bot lane there. They're just kind of waiting for somebody to stick their nose out. Nobody here from either side yet. Top lane, we have Zagara and Haka kind of dueling it out, but nobody coming for the bush gank, so they just decided to go ahead and clear this lane out.
Yeah. And usually if you want to set up a gank, you want to set it up in that top left bush right there.
Yeah, and one of those bushes that's kind of, ooh,
yeah.
Speaking of rotations.
I missed a kill.
As did I.
Down.
Yeah, usually you want to set them up in one of the bushes in the paths of the rotation, kind of the in-between jungle between the two lanes. That's where you're going to catch them.
I respect it, though. Maybe they were looking for the Dahaka.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe he goes into a bush there and they just jump onto him.
And Anoob's having a hard time mid.
Yep, he's just kind of soaking at the wall. Worth noting, High King's Quest out of Varian, which does usually mean non-taunt. And nice damage onto Hong Fu there, though.
Oh, yeah. Responding with the Johanna. And it looks like Cassie is going to start the siege camp. And 4 Uthers has not started yet.
Yeah, no movement for any of the bruiser camps here for 4 Uthers and an Alex. Continuing to leave 3 in this bottom lane, not getting quite as much of an advantage out of it as you would think. That's mostly because Varian doesn't do a lot before 4.
Yes. Not a real hero yet.
Not quite yet. That's better than pre-10, though. Checking in the top lane, though, Zag getting a little bit of payback on Dahaka, really putting some damage into him as Dahaka's doing his best to clear out the creep, but taking a whole lot of poke for it. Mid lane, Anub and Jaina just exchanging Christmas cards and not much more.
Your world is upside down.
Looking at the talent choices. Stuka. Pretty standard, I'd say. Charge strikes on the Cassia, I like it.
Yeah, that'll give her more siege damage, and it is Colossus Smash variant. That makes me want the Tyrande even more, though. A Nubarak, Sea Smash, Kael'thas, Tyrande, Hunter's Mark. They could explode anybody on ProBUs not named Johanna.
And a Nubarak start in the siege camp. He might finish this by the time the tribute is capped.
Maybe.
Okay, Variant rotating over to help out, but I think they might have to give the trib for that, though.
Yeah, positioning advantage definitely in favor of ProBUs. They do have the camp pushing mid.
That's a
Kael'thas push checking and paying for it.
Luckily, Morales there to
Yeah,
beam him up.
I don't think there's any way that Fort Uthers and an Alex can contest this. Grenade does go into delay.
Poke, maybe one more Q, but
you can't keep checking that bush!
I think that's it. Yeah, that's all you got.
The increased priority that ProBUs put on those mercenary camps up definitely paid off there.
Definitely did. And now, Zagara taking a beating top lane, having to back off.
Yeah, both of them really wailing on each other. Neither one of them's looking too hot, actually.
It's pretty brutal up there in the top lane. And look at this gank, this rotation here. No creep. Let's check it out. And I don't think Zagara gets out. Yep.
No, definitely not. You definitely want some creep in that kind of no man's land right here between those two pustules, so you can catch that rotations, and you want to have your teammates calling that out if you can.
All right. We got a Nubarak and Morales on the Bruiser camp. I don't know how long this will take. I'm interested.
Kael'thas fighting 2v1 in the bot lane.
And he's doing all right. Oh, goes for the globe, though. That was risky.
Yes.
Might pay for it. Yep.
Following the Division S namesake there, inting for globes.
Absolutely.
They will grab this camp. Once again, a hair late, though, and better positioning going to be there for ProBUs, plus they're a man up. No contest, and wisely so, from Uthers and an Alex.
Yeah, and that kind of seems to be the story of this game so far, is ProBUs just getting their camps out way earlier than Uthers and gaining a lot off of that.
Yeah, and the comp that Uthers has with the Anubarak and the Sea Smash and the Kael'thas, they want a team fight. They want to blow people up. If they're constantly maintaining these lanes, that's really not what they want to be doing.
And this pre-10 before everyone gets ults, is when Varian's at his strongest.
Yeah, absolutely. But once again,
big push in the bot lane.
Yeah, a big push in the bot lane while Cassia's getting the Giants. Both sides pre-10. This is the moment for Uthers and an Alex. This is the time.
Powered Q.
Zag is coming down. This is where they have to draw the line in the sand.
Though. I don't know if Kael'thas may... This is rough. Oh, barely escaping.
Saint going hard onto Jaina and takes a lot of counter damage for it. Dahaka not down here yet, but Zag is. And Zag, if it goes aggressively, is going to go right on the back of Jaina, but instead goes conservatively, dropping the summons. Is Dahaka still in the top lane? Uthers forced to tap, but they cannot give up this curse here. But nobody's in a position to interrupt. It's going to be Curse Rag.
That's a curse, and it looks like Varian might fall. Yep. Unfortunate.
As does Kael'thas, so that's 5 unanswered kills. Levels 10,
the
a
ring!
curse, a ring, sending a Nubarak back, soon to be Zag. And this
I
is
don't know if Morales makes it out either.
This is about as rough as a start as you can get as she eats the Blessed Shield, and it is a 5 for naught.
Wow, ProBUs just annihilating.
So Blessed Shield, Isolation, Massive Shove, Ring of Frost. Cassia has not made her choice yet.
She's hiding it.
Normally I don't like a boss call with Curse, but all of the first level forts are pretty much down. There isn't a whole lot left for them to do, honestly.
Yeah, and they see Varian in the top lane and Nubrak mid. It's pretty safe to do this.
Well, plus they have level 10s. They couldn't contest
Yeah.
even if they were here.
Yeah. Some extra value going their way. I'd like for them to push with this boss. Looks like that's the decision made.
Absolutely. But 10s are finally here for Fort Uthers and an Alex. Nidus Network shield wall. Others not picked yet. A Nubrak coming in on the flank. Driving back ProBUs.
Minivan. I need it.
Phoenix.
Phoenix is out.
Cocoon, of
Phoenix.
course.
Oh, and Morales being secretive. Who did she stem?
Well, without Twin Blades, nobody. It's the only pick, honestly.
I think it's the only pick. They got to go for the backdoor strat, and they're moving over to their boss right now.
Well, this is when you use it now. Pre-13, you know they're over there. This is your chance to make a move, and they have to make a move. But I don't think it's going to be in time. And Varian's on the camp. Zag's not in position to jump in the Buick either. There's going to be back-to-back bosses here for ProBUs.
Oh, the Buick. That's classic. That's pretty good. I appreciate that. They're getting this camp. Yeah, I don't know. Oh. It looks like they're deciding not to push with boss. And they're going to go soak.
I guess just take control of the map, get the Giants, get the mid lane Bruisers.
Sure. Okay.
I mean, they're kind of, the world is their oyster right now. They can kind of do whatever they want as Fort Uthers is on their heels. No two ways about it.
Yeah, this map is opening up, and Johanna's doing a good job of clearing up Zagcrete, too.
Yep, took the Burning Rage specifically for that purpose, I would assume.
Kel'Thas in kind of a
Rage?
dicey spot here. I don't know if he needs to stay much longer. Mounted up. Oh. Jaina, I don't think he lives here.
I don't think he does either. There's the Jaina. There's the combo. Jukes the Blizzard, that will help, but Cassia's on the way, Stukov's on the way.
Drops the Phoenix, too. Unlucky.
It's a pretty short cooldown, but man, it's bad timing after bad timing on these the deaths here for Fort Uthers and an Alex. They're down a talent tier, down a Kel'Thas. I kind of want to see ProBUs just bully their way onto this Bruiser camp here, to be honest. They're here, they're in numbers.
They could have.
The tribute doesn't really mean much.
I think they really placed a lot of importance on positioning for the start of the tributes.
Which is good. It serves them
been
very
working out
well
for
this
them.
game. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Get the vision, Joe. It's okay. Go grab it.
It's totally
Now-
safe.
Now Kel'Thas is up. He's on his way. Interrupt by the grenade. Here comes Fort Uthers and an Alec. Good shield wall there by Varian.
A lot of damage.
And so close to their first kill, but not quite as Varian goes down. Silence onto the Morales. Completely breaks the back of Fort Uthers and an Alex. Down goes the front line. Kel'Thas going down with a flanking Jaina. Chaos Tank with a beautiful isolation on the Morales right in the middle of that.
Yeah, well done by ProBUs again. And I think Zag may have overstayed her welcome here. Might make it out. Oh, barely.
And it looked like there for about 5 seconds or so that Fort Uthers might be able to make something happen there, but
Close.
so close. I think if they were even levels, Fort Uthers wins that engagement.
I think so too, because that's their whole comp. They need that single target blow up, and being down 2 levels, it's not always.
Yeah, and Varian had a great shield wall, but now they've caught them out here with some positioning. Great cocoon onto the Jaina, trying to bust her out, but Fort Uthers and an Alex says no. They turn around, go onto the Jaina. Colossus smash onto her as well. They finally get her, but trade out the Varian. When you're down 2 levels, though, you can trade kills.
Noob in a lot of trouble, manages to get out. Thank you, Morales, for the heals.
That's one of those comeback mechanics. If you're down in levels, it is 100% okay to trade kills.
Absolutely.
But no challenge on here, and that will be 5 straight tributes for ProBUs.
Yeah, it's a long way to that 16 too. They need to be in all 3 lanes soaking. It's a lot of
Absolutely.
XP up there in the top lane they need to grab.
Absolutely, that's a baddie wave in the top lane. Nobody collecting it quite yet.
There we go. Didn't miss a minion. Good job, KT.
Although ProBUs is here, and Nubrak does secure it.
sniffed it out, but decided not to go for it. I think, yeah, play it slow. They didn't have all 5 yet. They need to look for an opportunity and press their 16 advantage. Look at them sneaking around here for the boss. I like this call.
Oh, 100%. You're up to 16. The tribute literally means nothing to you. However, the tribute is actually down here. So they're going to get boss and be in position for the cursed trib.
They're going to sniff this out, but I don't think they make it in time.
No.
Oh, and a fight's going to ensue. Oh, the boss stun. Oh, that's a bloodbath.
The choice. Heroes.
And it is. That is 3 more members going down. And 4 Uthers and an Alex, they're kind of on life support here.
They're going to leave the Dahaka to channel the Trib, and that's going to be a cursed boss walking to core.
Yeah, and if you're for ProBUs, you got to be thinking either core call or all the keeps, one or the other. Okay, if you get Kael'thas here, it's a core call.
Red team has destroyed a fort. Blue team's core.
Yeah, poor Morales just cannot heal everyone at the team at the same time.
Nope, that beam only goes to one person, and it might not get Kael'thas out, but it does! C-Smash onto Cassia, who's then cocooned.
Unlucky.
Counter synergy there. Core shielding is down 90%, 80%. Stim Drone does go out, so it's not the Buick after all, but I think at this point in the game, does not matter.
Get that kill, though. Respectable.
That is going to be game 1 over to ProBUs in a pretty commanding fashion, Rag.
Yeah, well done to ProBUs. I think they just played the map, a lot better. They just had the macro going on for them with the camp timings and getting to the tributes early, and with those picks right before the tributes. It was too much.
Yeah, and not just that. Talking about 4 Uthers and an Alex composition, it kind of felt like, to me at least, 2 halves of 2 different compositions. Zag and Morales kind of felt out of place with the C-Smash variant and a noob and a Kael'thas, right? If you're not going to take the Buick, there's no good Stim Drone target. Zagara doesn't really contribute to the blow-up factor at all.
I agree.
I think like a Charon combined with, I don't know, Greymane, Raynor.
Yeah, you can kind of put anything you want in there. Zagara does not do a lot of burst damage.
Yeah, so I kind of felt like they had their comp pulling them in 2 different directions there.
Yeah, and it's tough, and I think that showed. So go back to the drawing board, I think, on that one, and we'll see what they come up with on their next comps. I'm interested to see how they're going to bounce back.
And ProBUs, on the flip side, really timed those camps well. You mentioned it. Their comp is very standard meat and potatoes, like straightforward, strong comp.
Yeah, they just I think they had a good game plan going in, and they just executed it exactly how they wanted to. And props to them.
So, if you are the side of 4 Uthers and an Alex, what are you saying in comms after a game?
Games like that, I think there were some drafting issues, some macro issues, and it's like, all right, guys, time to focus. Whoever the shot caller is should take charge, give their little Rocky pep talk, speech, and rile up the team, and I think they'll be fine. They just need to figure out what they want to do next game. Sometimes
those games, in an odd way, are the easiest to shake off if you kind of identify the issue. Like, you know what, this is what happened. We're not going to let that happen again. And it was one of those games, and you move on. It's not quite as heartbreaking as the one that you were up and through, or something like that. It's just
yeah, when you get to the core to 2% and everyone dies, it's a heartbreaker.
Exactly right.
All right, it looks like the next lobby is getting ready.
So we are going to Battlefield of Eternity, and this looks like it was 4 Uthers and an Alex's pick of map.
Which I like, because their macro was not the best on Cursed Hollow, and BOE's macro is not quite as intensive. It's more fight orientated, so it'll be interesting. I think this might play into their strengths.
Yeah, and they drafted a team fighty type comp.
Yes.
And got out macroed. So if you kind of identified that as a weakness in the first game,
Mm-hmm.
BOE is the place to go, right?
This is the place to go. Team fight your heart out.
And the comp they picked with a couple of tweaks would work nicely here, especially if you can catch ProBUs in one of the friendly boss stuns there or immortal stuns.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Having your 6th man. Trying to figure out what chat's about.
we must have missed the first part of that.
Apparently. Oh, I love it. All right.
So game number 2, Battlefield of Eternity, completely different map and meta. What are we changing? What are the priorities that we're going to see on BOE that we're not going to see on Cursed Hollow?
I personally think Greymane, since his little buff is kind of insane, actually, and has moved up in priority a lot, especially on BOE, one of his best maps. Even when he wasn't in the meta that much, he was still up there kind of pick. So I want to see one of these teams go for him quickly.
Yeah, the buff they gave him, giving an auto attack hero a fairly substantial auto attack buff, turns out it made him much better. And this was already his best map.
Absolutely. So he's up there. Him, Li Ming, anything with decent poke, safe poke at the Immortal, and great in team fights is kind of what you're looking for on this map.
This is really the only map where you'll see Artanis prioritized in any kind of way, due to his, probably best bruiser burn on the Immortal.
Yeah, absolutely. He does a lot of damage to those things, and yeah, you can't really find a good place for him on any other map, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a one-trick hero. If you miss that swap, you're kind of donezo. And I keep going back to Tehran. If she was gonna be good last map, she would be great here. The Hunter's Mark, man, makes your burn almost unbeatable.
Yeah, her trait value on this map is insane.
And the wave clear, not quite as much of a priority. The murking, not quite as much of a priority. It's all about like zone control and team fighting, and then the immortal burn.
Yeah, that's what I really like about this map. Is it's kind of different than any other ones. It doesn't really it has a solo lane, but it doesn't have a solo lane. It's such a brief period of time where it doesn't matter if you win the 1v1 matchup. It really matters is what you bring to the team fight, to the zoning, to the poke. It's all about that center control during the immortal phase.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. And one of those other heroes, I think we're seeing a little bit of a resurgence, who is really strong on Battlefield of Eternity. I don't know if either of these teams has a player that plays him, but Alarak is really strong.
Yeah, he gets a lot of value, especially when you're defending your own immortal, being able to pull the enemies into that boss stun. It's like I think it's like a 2-second stun, or like it's really long.
It's a long time.
Feels like an eternity when you're in it.
Yeah, but and it feels bad when you think you're safe and that telekinesis just pulls you from halfway across the map.
Yeah, it feels bad.
Right into that thing, into the waiting arms of the immortal and whatever the tank happens to be.
All right, so first ban phase. I wonder if they stick with similar bans, if we're gonna see those same, respect ban. Okay, Anna, the same second, different slot, but same ban.
Yeah, and last time they banned a Kel'Thuzad. I wonder if they're going to stick with that. I don't know how I feel about Kel'Thuzad on BOE. On the one hand, the burn is important, which he doesn't really provide anything of, but the kind of perma-skirmishing could help him stack faster as well.
Yeah, it could go either way. Kel'Thuzad's such a hero or a zero. You're either going to make him look like a god, or he's just the most worthless guy out there.
Yeah, there's the Artanis ban coming out by 4 Uthers and an Alex, and you're absolutely right. He's really all or nothing.
High risk, high reward kind of hero.
Heyo, Goose. Giggle Schmack, my co-caster today, is the glorious Ragnarok. The real Ragnarok. The one, that's the right. Only.
The real Rag. Poor Ragnarok. He gets so upset. Labeled fake Rag for the rest of his life.
And they are sticking with the Kel'Thuzad ban.
I want to find out who this amazing Kel'Thuzad player that strikes fear into them.
Yeah, I mean, if it's something that they've ran and you don't want to deal with it, I mean, Kael'thas is 100% one of those heroes as Diablo is banned out. If he's played well, he's infuriating.
Absolutely.
It's really frustrating just having two of your heroes one-shot as they like, you know, the schoolyard bullies grab both of them by the head and knock them together. It's like the same thing with the Kel'Thuzad. It's frustrating, and the hitbox on the chains is very generous.
It is. It is very generous. I'm not sure if it's accurate or not, but I don't know.
So first pick Raynor for ProBUs.
I like it.
And now 2 picks for 4 Uthers and an Alex. Who are we
Great
gonna
racer.
see? Anubrak, always strong.
Stick in with the Anub. Stick to your guns, okay?
And the Li Ming. I like
really like the Li Ming.
I like the Li Ming.
Especially, it takes away, you know, I think Li Ming would have been a good pick for them. It gets rid of the cocoon. You know, Li Ming's just so strong. And Anubrak Li Ming together is a great combo just to insta-blow someone up.
Yeah, and this map is unique for her, and normally you pick a Li Ming, if you don't get resets, you kind of don't get value out of her, and it feels bad, but on BOE, you can get value out of her without the resets because she's the best at burning the Immortal from a pretty safe distance. You force the other team into either eating the damage themselves or letting it go to the Immortal.
Completely agree. We got a Johanna Anduin on the other side. Sticking with the Johanna.
Now banned for 4 Uthers and an Alex, a Bruiser. Age, mayhaps. Maybe they don't want to see that Jaina again, who played pretty well in Game 1.
The ETC. Interesting. Maybe there's the ETC off-lane kind of strategy going on.
Maybe, and I do like ETC on BOE for similar reasons as Alarak. He can kind of control the space around the stuns fairly well.
Ooh, going with the Respect Varian ban. Instead of the Alex namesake, let's see if we get that.
Giggle Schmack, no. Game 1 was not particularly close. Now there's the burn. So I like the Vala pick if they can keep her safe. And going with the namesake,
yes,
Alex.
I expect big things out of Excelsior this game.
Now, if I am 4 Uthers and an Alex, I like what they've got going, assuming I want a big, burly Bruiser to keep Vala safe and comfortable in space.
I completely agree. Or could go into a Tassadar. Old school.
That's pretty OG, and that leaves them pretty squish as well. I kind of would like a Blaze, maybe. Oh, the Alarak.
The Alarak that you had called earlier. I love it.
Love that. That's good enough because even though he doesn't have the hit points to absorb damage, the threat that he possesses will give Vala that space.
Absolutely. Completely agree.
And on the flip side, we didn't even talk about Chromie.
You gotta love a Chromie, and I like the Chromie pick into an Alex. When she puts her big circle W on the ground, Chromie's like, well, there is my bullseye to drop everything on.
Yep, 100%. It becomes a fun
good pick.
A fun little game of watching each other's cooldowns. Like when there's an ETC and a Li Ming on opposite teams and they both stare at each other waiting for the other to pick their level 10.
No, you first. No, you first.
Exactly. All right, Battlefield of Eternity, Game 2. 4 Uthers and an Alex trying to recover from a pretty rough Game 1, force out the Game 3. Brian Tone on Li Ming, Excelsior on Alex Straza, Ulu Bell on Vala, Judo Chop back on the Anubarak, and Saint this time on Alarak.
The red squad for ProBUs, we have Dragon Force 7-8 on Johanna, Aruba on Raynor, Secret Asian Man on Chromie, Hung Fu on Anduin, and Sage on the solo lane Thrall.
I think Thrall probably wins that solo unless Alarak really combos him hard, but it so doesn't matter. They just both, but particularly Alarak, just needs to chill out and soak.
Yeah, I mean, that early game, Thrall can just eat that combo and just keep whacking him with his big hammer and win that trade. Like, it's
really more important for Alarak to show up to the objective fully stocked and ready to go.
Absolutely, and Alarak going an interesting level 1, going sustaining power. I don't think I've ever seen this pick.
Globe talent for Ming at 1. Vala, of course, going the Q build, which is the burn build.
It's the standard BOE
Yeah,
build.
absolutely.
I like it. Especially with the, didn't even talk about this, the Vala buff talent at 16 that gives spell power.
Oh, yeah.
It's very interesting. I think it's 15%, which once those Qs are stacked up, that's a significant amount of damage.
Well, yeah, and not just Qs, but you can QEQ with the reset.
Oh, yeah.
Now. So, I mean, you can really burn those things down. Judo Chop taking a lot of free damage. Slexia, thanks for the bits. Our friend Slexia in chat. Saint and Sage just beating each other up in the top lane, both at about half health. Alarak spray coming out, digging that. But it looks like Sage is actually the one who's playing a little bit conservative here, not really wanting to step into the Alarak.
I get that. I get that. At low health, Alarak can be a little scary, so understandable, especially if you haven't popped your cooldowns before you get silenced. It feels real bad.
So coming up to the 2-minute marks where we should see these teams rotating onto Merc camps and Ragnarok. It almost looked like I knew what I was talking about.
Alarak going for the, I thought he was going for the camp. Ambitious.
Oh, Judo Chop taking a lot of free damage. Jukes the Chromie.
Wow, they got it.
And a little bit of a reversal from game 1 there as 4 Uthers and an Alex grabbing the camp.
Gotta respect that. They're not gonna play scared. Even though they lost game 1, they're still going to take it to them. I love that attitude.
And I like this comp a lot more than game 1, as Vala unfortunately had 3 Chromie spells there. But this comp makes sense on the map. There's no conflict within the composition. It's a much better comp.
It makes sense. And good timing on the camps for
both teams. Both teams.
Yeah, well done.
The only issue is Li Ming has no mana.
That's okay. Quick B. Quick B. Or a tap?
Quick tap? There we go.
That's fine too. Yeah.
Alright, so I think early race... Vala's race is really good, but doesn't really come online to about 7 and later. And it looks like 4 Uthers and an Alex, they're just going to burn this thing down. They're in position to do so.
You know what? I'm not sure who wins this.
It's going to be close. Both teams are on it. Now Johanna's coming up, going to throw some blinds and just be annoying. Despite that, though, halftime won by 4 Uthers and an Alex. Neither side clearing out the camps. They push free and unopposed.
Yeah, let's see how the... Just deciding to burn.
No, Alexstrasza not, though. She's going to come over here and wreak some havoc.
She says, no, this is my immortal. You leave it alone. Oh, right into the stun. Well done, Alex. Taking a lot of damage. I think she's going to pay for her life here.
She is, but did buy first objective for her team. Probably worth. That was. I don't think I've seen that play before, Rag. Where just Alex is like, this is ours now.
Dude, this is where the strats start right here. Intuitive, inventive. I love it. Alexstrasza defending the immortal.
And if she just would have backed up after pushing them into the stun, I think she would have gotten out safely and accomplished the mission as well.
Totally agree, but you know, gotta make sure.
So Johanna forced to tap, taking a lot of poke damage. 4 Uthers and an Alex, looking like a very different team from game 1 here, as this is very close right now.
A lot of value. Let's see, this bot lane fight still seems to be pretty even. Not much going on there. Oh, that's a lot of Chromie damage though.
Yeah, Vala can definitely not just eat a bunch of Chromie damage. That's not going to work out well for her.
Camp again.
And Judo Chop? No, I don't think so either. Judo Chop just kind of doing a nice job of hanging out in lane, zoning away. Now they know, though, but it's going to be too late.
Oh, Judo Chop E'ing in. Might be a little dangerous.
Damage right on the healing, like you said.
Gotta love it. It's a bullseye. Oh, Chromie, though. Hit a lot of damage there.
Still, though, teams have been kind of trading jabs all game, but only the lone kill for either side. Alarak seems to be slowly getting the better of this matchup, though. And there we see why.
Very surprised. Oh, that last minion's going to die. Might take a few tower shots. No? Okay.
See, Saint?
Thrall, though. I think out of... Oh, dodges the silence. Thrall with the plays. Oh, it's so close. He gets... Oh, that's so close.
I think if Saint would have just telekinesis away on the Wind Fury, he would have really won that. He ate the full Wind Fury from Thrall there as soon as he popped it.
And looking like they're splitting here. The Anub and the Ming going down. Maybe looking for a gank on Thrall?
Maybe. He's pretty high health, though. That's not an easy gank.
And it's hard to kill a Thrall with a Li Ming when he's sitting in a minion wave.
That, too.
Spells don't do well into them.
But once again, aggressive positioning here right on the Immortal. And if you're for Uthers and an Alex, you do not want to fight under this thing. And that is why.
Yeah, it's completely rooted.
And, you know, when you have an Alarak, you really want to fight under your own Immortal to force the enemy into that. But Alarak is going to go down. Yeah, I'd like to see 4 Uthers and an Alex position on the defensive side of the board there and really take advantage of that Alarak.
I agree. I agree. That's where their comp plays into. That's their strength.
You know, I know they have the Vala for the burn, but you can send the team to defend, get a kill or two, and just send Vala to burn while the rest of your team defends.
Absolutely.
Easy stuff.
Absolutely. They're getting this camp here, and Vala choosing to back now, which means I don't think they can contest this defense. But I think they're going to try.
Yeah, luckily for Uthers and an Alex, ProBUs does not know that Vala is not there, but it's going to be too little, too late.
We're going in hard.
They are.
Oh, it's a good silence by Alarak.
Big silence. Now they do secure the objective. ProBUs disengaging after securing about 80% shield on it.
Yeah. That's a beefy Immortal.
That's a beefy boy.
Yeah, they're going to be able to clean up a little bit of the shield here.
Yeah, the mercenary camp bought him a little space.
Yeah. Johanna, just such a nuisance in the front line.
Yeah, she is. And when Alarak is not here, the threat is just not there.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Vala taking a lot of damage there. A bit of trouble.
Although a 1v1 kill in the top lane, Alarak gets the Thrall. 10's on board for both sides. There's Hyperion going down, and I think this fort's probably soon to follow.
Got Counter-Strike, Lifebinder. We got Rain of Vengeance.
Li Ming still not showing hers, and it's going to be Disintegrate. And for ProBUs, Blessed Shield, Hyperion, we've already seen, what is it? Temporal Loop. I was thinking Time Loop. Light Bomb and Earthquake.
I like the Earthquake Light Bomb kind of synergy. Just slow everyone down.
Oh,
get
yeah,
exactly
sure.
where you need to be. Ooh, they're going for this camp. I don't know about this one, though. They've gotten the rest, but this one seems risky.
Yeah, and what I was starting to say there, Johanna with Light Bomb, those two in particular go together really well.
Oh, yeah, grouping everyone together with your W.
Yeah, and then you had an Earthquake on top of that.
Very strong, yeah. I like it. Good combo.
So, despite the losing the objective, the levels are dead even. Alarak needs to be very careful, though. Counter-Strike, will he get the throw?
Secret Agent, man, getting up there.
Oh, 22 health. Oh, no.
Thrall getting revenge for that earlier solo kill. Love it.
So top camp secured by ProBUs. I assume they'll rotate onto their cruisers. Yes? No? Yes.
Possibly.
No. Possibly. Nope, they're going to go
looking at it.
Burn?
It looks like they're setting up aggressively.
But this is defensively for them. They're on the wrong side, I'm pretty sure here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Now they go, letting Chromie drop the damage in there while 4 Uthers and an Alex clears out the top lane. But now they're stepping in. And with the Li Ming, too, 4 Uthers and an Alex doesn't need to fight under it like that. That's just not necessary.
Chromie, but that was a lot of damage on the Anduin.
When they have the Li Ming, they can just control the center area and lob damage in.
The Disintegrate goes out, and Li Ming in a lot of trouble. Blessed Shield secures it.
There's the Light Bomb as well.
Earthquake, yeah, then that's Just a tough combo.
That's a nice little combo, and this is going to be more members down for 4 Uthers and an Alex. I think it's going to be another 5 for... Oh, throw charge.
Barely.
Quite get him out, but he does survive. Halftime going to be won by ProBUs, although with the death timer's pretty short. 4 Uthers and an Alex should have time, as Raynor eats the Immortal Stun, should have time to contest objective, albeit down 13s.
And well done on ProBUs recognizing they can send the Thrall bot lane to push that lane in and get some extra XP. I like that call.
And now if I'm them, I kind of jump on that camp. You know that 4 Uthers and Alex is going to be a little bit passive. But
I don't know if they have enough time.
We'll see. Johanna taking a lot of damage.
Ooh.
Cocoon onto the Thrall. Johanna still taking a lot of damage.
Immediately out, and Alarak getting in there with the counter-strike.
As is Alexstrasza with the Dragon form, but it's Thrall who's looking low. Leap of Faith pulls him to safely, but Vala can't quite finish him off. Light Bomb goes out, but they're in disengage mode. Alarak actually pulled the Light Bomb in. I don't know if it hit or not.
Oh, and Li Ming goes down.
Oh my goodness. So many low heroes, but unable to get that finishing shot, Rag.
Unfortunate. This is the telekinesis. I think Noob goes down.
And
Alarak seems to follow.
Despite
Alex
how that
no escape.
Despite how that ended, though, that's why 4 Uthers and an Alex wants to fight under their own Immortal, right there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was close. Oh, and the temporal loop on Vala. Didn't quite have enough damage there on the Crony to finish her off, though.
The Thrall in the bottom lane taking more control of that. The rest of the members of ProBUs here in the top lane pushing with a about half shielded Immortal. This fort certainly going to go down.
Oh, blinks in. Ambitious.
I think that was more of a blink away from the Chromie stuff. I don't know if she really cared what direction.
Okay.
I was like, ah!
And Thrall finding a lot of value. Probably going to get most of this wall down bot lane. Well, I think if they play this right, this might be healthy enough to get the keep.
Yeah, and you know, another adjustment I think before Uthers and an Alex can make, you fight under your own Immortal, and you just cocoon out the Johanna and roll past.
You just have to be careful about the unstoppable. It feels real bad to try to cocoon an unstoppable.
100%, but she is just holding that front line so well, as evidenced by what is happening right now.
Seems really unkillable.
Well, Johanna 3 levels down is going to feel pretty unkillable.
True. And a respectable 1v1 still happening in the bot lane. These guys have been going at it all game.
Yeah, Saint and Sage, they're going to be exchanging Christmas cards by the end of this game. BFFs right here.
And a free camp to the top. Ooh, Vala, don't do it. That's not a bush you want to look at.
Nope. Don't do it, Vala. Don't do it.
How are we doing on Vala stacks? 18, almost finished.
Pretty close.
Chromie also almost finished.
You know, at this point in the game, even actually Alarak is in trouble. He did recognized it. I think he gets out. I think he gets out. Yeah.
Oh, it's still on cooldown. Whew.
You know, if 4 Uthers and an Alex can even take a brawl and like trade 3v3 even, would be so good for them. They would their death timers would be so much shorter. They would gain an XP as well.
I like this call. Pusher 16. Oh, that's a big stun or silence. Oh,
although there's the counter light bomb with the earthquake. Alarak is gone.
He gone. Oh,
although they take the camp. They took the camp, but Li Ming went down anyway. And Uberak goes down as well. And if you're... I want to see ProBUs go take bot keep with this camp right here.
Ooh, and I think they're going to push for this keep. It looks like it.
It should. I mean, keep should go down here. You've got a Raynor, Hyperion if you choose to use it. No, Hyperion is down. I lied. But it shouldn't matter.
Johanna taking a lot of damage from that keep, though. Not feeling great, but the minions arrive in time. Oh, are they thinking about going for... Okay, yeah, they're backing off.
And they should take halftime for free, then they can rotate onto their camp. They can really just play Puppet Master.
Yeah, once again, the map kind of being whatever they want to do. Put themselves in a really good spot. And I like this positioning. from Dragon here. Giving vision to the team, letting them know with the time trap at the bottom there, holding that choke point. Well played.
And Judo Chop and company tried to go just kind of get some damage on top, but they were just too late to get there. And I think they have to take this down, even the talent here. You got to try.
I don't think they have much of a choice. They just have to
under
take
your
it.
immortal, though.
It looks like they've decided to burn it, though.
I mean, if they lose this, keep is going down. It doesn't matter how strong the immortal is. There's no way that keep's not going.
It's about a third of a life keep. Not looking too healthy up there. It looks like a 2-shot for the immortal.
Now, if they hurry up to this wave, though, this wave will likely net them 16.
It would. I think they get it from the trickle effect before the immortal even lands, but they just need to take the fight immediately. They just need to jump in before the immortal is even here.
Yep.
Oh, it looks like it's going to force them to with the Alarak. Oh,
nice unstoppable by Saint.
Okay.
Instead, they're going to try to fight this kind of traditionally around their fortress. Judo Chop going in, does not land the stun. Lulu Bell gets absolutely shreked.
Paula made of paper. I'm sorry, she did get a health buff. She's made of cardboard paper now.
Construction paper.
Yes.
Trying hard to defend this keep, but as expected, down it goes. Judo Chop forced to disengage with that burrow charge. Saint is going to eat the boss stun, and Raynor follows it up for the kill. Not looking good for 4 Uthers and an Alex.
Oh.
I think this is going to be it, Rag.
This is it. They just need one Li Ming reset. She'll kill them all. Got faith. Well played. GG's in the chat.
Pretty strong showing there by ProBUs.
Yeah, they played it very well. Both games. I thought they looked very strong. Like 1 death this game. How many deaths did they have the last game? 2?
One or two. Wasn't that many.
Yeah, they've played very well.
I mean, it combined something like, I think it was 16-2 in the first game, so 33-3 on the set.
Wow.
Can't complain about that for sure.
Definitely no complaints from their side.
Especially coming off a 1-2 loss last week.
Yeah, looking like a different team maybe. Maybe they kind of figured out where they were weakest at and made some changes.
Maybe opening week jitters, that can certainly happen.
Of course.
Let's see if we can get one of these guys in here for a little post-game chat before we call it an evening and throw it over to somebody. Why don't we go ahead and jump in NGS lobby 1 and we'll pull someone in here.
Sounds like a plan. All right, let's see if we can get somebody to join us.
All right, so waiting for somebody. Waiting no longer. 8-bit from ProBUs is here. What's up, my man? You guys got to be feeling good after that one.
Oh yeah, that was well needed after last week's loss.
So, I don't know. Talk us through that. It's hard to pick any one thing. I think it was a combined 33-3 kills over 2 sets. You guys kind of commanded both games. Game 2 is a little closer in the start, but toward the end, you guys really picked it up. What were you guys thinking at the end of those drafts, and talk about how the game went from your guys' end?
Well, for Uthers, they love bushes. They love bushes. They camp them all the time, and they're all over the place, which makes them sort of very, very dangerous in that regard. They're kind of like, you're always one face check away from a 5-man wipe. So we kind of went into it, particularly in that early curse game, with this mindset of just like play the macro game, play the safe game. Make sure, keep vision as tight as we could, don't reveal things on the map, don't give them targets. And, that was kind of the game plan going in here. It's just like keep our standard comms, our standard strats, and try and just macro them and bury them in a sea of camps.
Yeah, I thought you did that pretty successfully, especially game one with all the camp timings on Cursed Hollow. I think that gave you the first 2 or 3 tributes just easy from the camp pressure.
Yeah, yeah, that was it. It worked out pretty well for us, and then of course game two they took us to BOE, and all that's just out the window. We have to kind of like win on our team fight merits, but
Yes.
fortunately those were strong enough too that we were able to take the win.
So, you guys are a veteran team. Were you in C or D last season? I don't recall.
We were in D last season. Last year was our first year in the NGS league. So Team ProBUs we're all IRL friends. All met through a mutual acquaintance. All started playing Heroes of the Storm together, and we just saw this league name dropped on I think it was a Kala stream one day. And it was like, oh, we have to get in on this. So this is our second season in the league. Season one was a stark learning experience.
Mm,
I
competitive
remember.
HOTS, yes.
I will never forget that first match against Nexus Cats. Just kind of walking in there, and we're like, we didn't know what we were gonna do. We didn't even know what roles the people in the lobby were gonna play, and it was sort of a steamroll start to finish. But it's taken us a season to kind of get our stride and begin to kind of level out. Who does what are our core competencies. But we're feeling much better about ourselves this season.
So let's talk about that because the first season, as anybody who's played competitive HOTS compared to just like regular jumping in a game and playing it is almost two different games. It's very, very different. Talk about the learning experience of that last season, and then given that and how you started this season and how you guys are feeling now. What are your expectations for season 7?
Well, what are our expectations? Boy, man, I think we would all love to win it all and find ourselves in Div C next year. But you know, aim high and
Absolutely.
accept
Yeah.
if all you achieve is moderate improvement. Last year we were last in the division, knocked out of the playoffs on the final day. So there's kind of nowhere to go but up. So I guess by that metric, we're sort of already a success.
Well, I mean, even with the loss last week, you guys picked up a point, right? I mean, so you picked up a point opening week,
We did.
picked
We
up a
did.
domination this week. You guys are in, a good spot. I think probably before the season, if somebody would have told you guys 4 points in the first 2 weeks, you probably would have taken it. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We're definitely very happy with this start to the season. I know we've got a tough matchup next week against Zul'jin, so
Mhm.
we're just hoping to keep the momentum going.
Well, any shout outs on your way to enjoy all the other NGS action that's going on concurrently?
Oh, a shout out to my teammates, of course. Oh gosh, I got to remember them all now. Uh, I, that's fine. They know who you are. You know I love you guys, right? Definitely a huge shout out to our coach Agerbombs. I mean, his guidance is I mean, it's invaluable. A huge shout out to Energy, who was helping us all last season. I mean, I don't think we win a single match ever in NGS if he didn't help us out and kind of show us the ropes. A shout out to all my friends and family, the like 3 of them who tuned into the stream
Woo
and
woo!
gave us
Woo-woo.
I don't know what you give, bits. Thanks
It's
for the bits, guys.
Itty bitties.
So, and thanks to everyone. Thanks to NGS. We're just having a blast.
well, glad to hear
Absolutely.
it. Good to hear you guys are getting coaching. I can't stress enough how much coaching makes a world of difference. So that's cool to see. Well, good luck next week versus Woolgin Distillery. Those guys are solid, so it'll be a good barometer for you this season, no doubt.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
All right, have a good night,
Best
man.
of luck.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Well, Rag, that does it for
Well.
us. Short and sweet.
It was fantastic games though. A lot of fun to cast, a lot of fun to watch, and yeah,
And we'll have to do it again. It's the first time we've had the pleasure.
I don't know. You got the duo now.
Any parting words? Any last words?
No, man. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm glad that I barely made it. I ran inside and threw on my headset and barely made it here, but I made it. So it's good to be here.
Just in time to get your pants off and cast.
That was the most important thing. It doesn't matter before I do anything else when I get home. The pants immediately come off. It's like the rule. You know?
All right. Well, that's it from us. We're going to throw you over to the Thursday Night Showdown, Division B West, Soak Every Lane versus Uncomfortably Numb. Right now, game one, or at least last I poked in on it, is really close, so it should be a great set. Hope you guys enjoy that one. Have a great night.
Bye, guys.